All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday dashboard webinar training. Um, welcome today. Thank you for joining us. If you're here watching the recorded version or if you're here with us live, we really appreciate any engagement that you guys have. Tuesdays are our dashboard overview. So if you missed any of those, feel free to go into the resources center here and take a look at those. Today we'll be reviewing the scheduling tool section in the dashboard. Um, Everything has been recorded previously, so if you did miss a recording, unfortunately, and wanted to come in and review it, you can come in under events here. We have our upcoming webinars and training sessions, and then we also have the list of all the recorded ones as well. So feel free to pass these along to folks in your shop or reference them if you do need a refresher. As you can see in here also, we do have our support number, email, and then we also have a live chat in the dashboard as well, which is super convenient. So let's see. We do have the chat open, so if someone could put their shop name in so we could confirm that we are seeing your messages, I'd really appreciate it. We also have a team member in here who's here to answer any questions you might have as we go through today's training. So if anything's posted in here that we can't get to, we will get back to you guys within 24 hours. Thanks, Neil. Appreciate that. All right, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so here in the scheduling tools section, just as a reminder, this is everything that the customer sees when they are booking their appointment. So if you need to make any edits to this is where you'll go. And this is also in the order in which they book as well. So starting out with the issue tree here being the first page when they make their appointment, we have all the issues listed in here. Everything here is customizable. So if we wanted to make any edits, you would just select the edit button down here. And then if we click on these tiles, it'll take us to the questions that lead the customer through the scheduling tool. And then if we go back, and if you click on the little pencil icon that's next to that tile, then you can actually change the title, the description, the icon, the service attached, and then the destination. In here, we also have some advanced options as well. So we do have pre-selection keys. So if you wanted something specific to line up with your shop management system, the issue, and what's in your shop management system, if you are integrated, you could actually put that key in here as well. And then we do have images also. So if you wanted to add an image on these issues on the specific tiles, you could do that as well. Another thing to keep in mind, if you are making any changes in here, let's say you're adding a new option, let's say you're adding lighting and bulbs, or actually we'll build one from scratch just as an example today. If I hit add, um, if you wanted it to be included in the popular services up here, you would just click on the pencil icon here and click show as popular service, which would move it up. I'm just going to name this test for the sake of the example. And then you'll always want to make sure that you attach a service if you are creating a new issue. So we would just attach generic service since this is just a test. And then you can select the icon you'd like to choose or you'd like to display and then hit looks good. So then it would be up here on the popular services. If you wanted it to be under the select your own service, then obviously you wouldn't select that popular services. You also do have the option to change this title. So if you want this to say something specific to display to customers, you could change the popular services title here along with the title on the select your own service as well. So just keep that in mind. We also have on this page the single page mode. So if you do turn this on, that means that the customers will click this first tile and then that would be their last question in the scheduling tool. So it would then go to their customer info, the vehicle info, and move forward in the booking. So if we have this off, then obviously it'll go to the secondary questions. So just to keep that in mind. We also have the single service selection only. So if you wanted customers to only select one issue or one service, you would turn this on as well. If not, they can select multiple services while booking their appointment. So just to keep that in mind. All right, so moving on with the test here. You'll want to make sure when you come through that you're filling out all of these titles so that way you don't get any error messages or anything like that. So actually I'm going to show as an example, go to another question. So let's say we're building this out. You wanted to have some secondary questions. We would just click go to another question. It looks good. And then when we click on the tile to get to that secondary question, along with adding specific options with those questions, you'll want to make sure that you fill out a title here as well. So this is a really common error that I see is that people forget to fill in this title. And then if we were to try to save, it'll give us an error that it has an empty title. So this is a common error that we see a lot. So I just wanted to go over this for sure. And then if we go back, all right, so then I'm going to just delete this option. Super easy, obviously, with the delete option here. We also have the option to create a duplicate issue tree, excuse me. So if you wanted to do some testing in your shop and see which issue tree you like better, one versus the other, you absolutely have the option to do that now. You can switch back and forth with them whenever you'd like. So just keep that in mind. And if you do have any trouble in the issue tree or starting this up, we do have a tutorial video in here. And you can also reach out to support with any questions if you are seeing any errors that I didn't show in here today. All right, next we've got the customer info. So obviously this is the information we're collecting from the customer. Please keep in mind that we will always collect the phone number. That will always be required in order to book their appointment. So here we've got the collect email address. So this will be optional. Optional meaning customers can bypass this and while they create their appointment. If we have it required, if we have this turned on, then that means that they will have to put an email address before moving forward. So just keep that in mind. And then we also have the customer home address for this one as well. Um, Although it doesn't say require, it will be required if this is turned on. So if you do mailers or having the customer address is very important to you, then turn this on. But if not, we recommend leaving it off unless it's something if it's something you can get at the shop. But yeah, do keep in mind if this is turned on, it will be required. They will not be able to move forward unless they put this in. And then lastly on this page, we have the verify phone number for new customers. So if you are integrated with a current shop management system and it's an existing customer who's booking their appointment, we will always verify their phone number since we're pulling information from your shop management system. So with the new customers here, this is just kind of an unnecessary step to add on. It's not really needed. But if you wanted to have them verify all their numbers, then you could definitely turn that on if need be. Next, we have the blocked phone numbers. So this is a very popular feature of ours. If you have any problematic customers, you want to prevent them from booking, you could just put in their name, number, any notes you might have. This will all be on the back end that won't be shown to them. And then if they try to schedule an appointment, they'll receive an error message telling them that they need to call the shop. And then you have the filters up here. So you can filter by phone number, depending on how many people you have to put in here. You could filter by first and last name as well. We also have some opt-in messaging coming soon. So please keep an eye out for that. All right, next we have the vehicle options. So this is where you can determine which vehicles you wish to service. Starting out with the optional license plate field, you can turn this on if you'd like. Like I said before, since it is optional, customers will be able to bypass it. Same with the VIN here as well. So if they don't have it on hand, they can still book their appointment just to prevent anybody from bailing out of the scheduling tool when they're making their appointment. If they don't have this on hand, we do recommend having it as optional, but it's completely up to you. And then we've got the service years. So obviously with the toggle here, you can determine which years you wish to service for vehicles. And then we have the service makes. So this is where you have the option to blacklist or whitelist any specific makes or models. So with the blacklist, it would be all of the vehicles except the makes and models that we check off in here. And then with the whitelist, it would specifically be service only the makes in this list as well. So we've got all the different categories here. So as you come in, feel free to use the drop down and then go through the list to see which vehicles you guys want to work on. And then we also have the service models for specific makes as well. So we've got all the different categories in here and those specific models. All right, so next we have declined work. So this is going to depend on your shop management system if this is available to you. If it is available to you, AutoOps will pull deferred work however many months back from your shop management system, and then this will show as an additional page for existing customers. So once they've, opened the scheduling tool, clicked on their initial issue, put in their customer info, their vehicle info, this will be an additional page shown to them, so that way they can add on their declined work to their current appointment that they're booking as well. Next, we have the drop off and waiter warnings. So this is where you can put an optional note on the page where customers get to select whether they want to drop off or if they want to wait. So we have the specific warnings in here that will show up once they get to that page. We do have disabled warnings now as well, which is really helpful. So if for whatever reason you are drop off only or your specific service that the customer clicked on is waiter only and that second option is disabled, you now can put in a warning as to why that's not available to them. For example, if you have everything as drop off only. The waiter's disabled. You could put please call for waiter availability or something to that extent. Just kind of letting them know like you can still make this appointment if you need to, but as of right now, it's not an option when booking online. So that way we don't turn anybody away. All right, next we have the calendar notes. So same thing as the drop off slash waiting page right above this, just an optional note that you can leave on the calendar. A really good example that I've seen of this is people will put in, if you don't see a time you prefer, please call the shop at, and then with the shop number listed, um, and so on. That way, too, if people get to the calendar and the day they're looking for isn't available or the specific time they're looking for isn't available, they can give you guys a call. And same thing, you won't be missing out on any customers and appointments. We also have the values up here too. So if you wanted to add any specific, um, add in this value up here, you could put that in your note as well, and it would auto populate the specific shop time. All right, next we have the transportation options. Okay, so here we've got all the transportation request options. So obviously the first one would be no, I have a ride. And then, you have the option to put in loaner car, shuttle service, ride share service. Just to keep in mind with the description. So for example, with the loaner car here, the description will show right away when they get to this page. The warning here will not show unless they select that option. So if someone were to click on request a loaner car, then this specific customer warning would populate underneath it. So just keep that in mind. If you have something really specific you want to get across to them, make sure that that's in the description, and then any other information you can put in the customer warning so that when they do select that option, they could see that as well. So if you have a limited number of loaner cars or something like that, I would recommend putting it in the description, but you could definitely put it in the customer warning as well, just to let them know. And then if you had any additional options, you could add that in here with the tiny little plus sign down here. We also have the transportation request hours. So this does not mean when these options are available to customers. This just means when can someone select this option. So we do recommend keeping this open from 12 to 12. So that way, if someone's making an appointment on Monday evening at 11 p.m., they can then request this transportation option as well. And then if you were to not have any transportation options, no big deal. You can just toggle it off with this toggle at the top page. And then if you do make any changes to this page, just make sure you hit save here. All right, next we have the confirm booking page. So these are going to be the checkboxes that customers have to click on before booking their appointments. So really good place to set a customer expectation and specific agreements that you might have that you want to make sure that they are aware of. We obviously have the defaults in here for waiters and drop-offs. But you can add as many as you'd like. And then same thing as other page, we do have the values up here if you needed to use those for these specific options as well. And then we have the destination on successful booking. So if you have a specific thank you page that you would like to redirect customers to after they finish their booking, you have the option to put that URL in here. If you don't put anything in here, it'll just populate our thank you message. So nothing to worry about. But if there's something specific that you want to have shown to customers afterwards, you could definitely just pop that in here. And then you have the option to open the URL in a new tab or stay on the same page. And same thing here, make sure you hit save down here at the bottom. All right, next we have the successful booking page. So what this means is that this will be just the customer success message that populates once customers book their appointment. So as you can see so far, so first they have to select their issue, then they put in their customer info with the vehicle info. If your shop management system has it, then the declined work will pop up as well if they are an existing customer. Then the drop off and waiter selection, they get to the calendar, choose their transportation option if that's available. Then they would confirm their booking with the check boxes and click confirm booking as well. And then it would take them to the successful booking. So congratulations, your appointment's been booked, that page. So that's what you're seeing here now. We also have final employment instructions as well. So if you do have any specific drop-off instructions, please make sure that you put those down here under the final employment instructions under drop-off instructions. And we now have these animations. So after someone books their appointment, you have the option to do confetti. We've got fireworks as well. And then you also have the text explosion too. So you could put something like congratulations or you're booked. And same thing here, make sure that you save down at the bottom if you make any changes to this page. Next, we have the source tracking settings. So this is actually for your information on the back end. So if you are integrated with the current shop management system that we integrate with, if you wanted to have a specific tracking data point entered into the appointment that's in your shop management system, you could just come through and turn one of these on. So it's just a data point that's gathered during the booking process. So if you have anything specific that you want to make sure is included in the appointment when it comes through to your shop management system, you'll just want to turn these on. Next, we have the custom fields. So in addition to the issue tree, we have some other questions that we've now added where you can really, really customize your scheduling tool and make sure that you're asking the right questions and extra questions if you'd like to add them. So the first one being the appointment custom fields issue tree. So in the issue tree, an example of this would be, do you need your rotors changed? Anything of specific to that issue and the service that the person has selected. So you could just create a custom field here. If we click on this, you can create the specific type if you want it to be a yes or no question or a text input, number input, select, multiple select, email input, or a date input as well. You would give it a name, give the title as well, so the question format, whether or not it's required, and whether or not it's shown in your shop management system if you are integrated. So please keep that in mind. Next, we have the appointment custom fields. So this would be used, a good example of this one specifically, the appointment custom fields dedicated, would be, do you have a coupon code or something specific like that that they're bringing to the appointment as well? So this would be after the customer finishes all of the service selections, this would be an additional question that you could ask as well. Then we have the customer custom fields. So a good example of this would be, when is your birthday? Any additional information that you want to get about the customer. Let's say you do like a birthday discount or something like that. That would be a good question to ask. But yeah, like I said, anything specific about the customer and their information. And then last page here is the vehicle custom fields. So a good example of this would be any questions that apply to the vehicle. So what color is your vehicle and things like that. And you could also ask for the mileage as well, anything that pertains specifically to their vehicle. And then the last page in here we have is branding. So this is where you can change the colors and the text color for your scheduling tool. So right now the icons would be this maroon color, the text would be black. Obviously you can change that if needed. Then we have the images in here. So the logo is going to be the logo that shows over your Google button on the Google business page. And now we also have the option, excuse me, to um, update your header image as well. So right now it's the gray little tools that you see, but you have the option to make any changes to this if you needed to, or if you'd like to, and if you just want to customize things, we have that option here. And then the last page here is the scheduler titles. So in each step here that the customer is going through when they're booking their appointment, there's a specific title on the top of each page. If you want to change that title, um, whatever the verbiage is there, or you had something specific you wanted to have with your scheduling tool, you could change the title for all of these. So the customer phone page, verification, the new customer info, you could have it say something else, vehicle selection. If it's a new vehicle, something specific you wanted to say there, the deferred work, the drop off and waiting, so scheduling, so the calendar, transportation request, customer address, confirmation, and then successful booking. So you really, really have the option here to come in and customize. That's what's so great about AutoOps, is that we have so many interesting and dynamic features that allow you to really customize this and have it exactly how you want it to. I am going to come down here to the site setup just to show you guys. We do have a test appointment button. So if you come in and make any changes to the dashboard, please keep in mind that every change that you make happens in real time. So even after you're live on a website, or if you're just onboarding currently and you're still getting everything set up, every change you make will happen immediately. So if you come in here and make any updates, there's no lag, there's no wait time. It'll happen right away. So if we hit schedule appointment, this is what the customer would see. So obviously here we've got the issue tree and then your secondary questions along with additional questions depending on the service. Then it'll take you to the comments. They can add in a photo or a video here. We'll hit next. Then we'll have the phone number and hit next. And then as you notice on here, so this icon header image up here with all the little gray tools. So you now have the option to customize that if you're interested in doing so. And then we also have, like I said, with the branding and the scheduler titles, you could change this verify phone to a new, give it a new name or something if you'd like as well. Let me grab my verification code since I am an existing customer in this dashboard. And then the customer would select their vehicle. So see how we're going through in the exact order as the scheduling tool section is laid out. And then drop off. That's the waiter or drop off selection page. Then this is the calendar page with any calendar notes would be shown on here. And then you would hit next. Transportation requests. So I'm gonna put no, I have a ride. But I did want to mention, so on that page I mentioned the differences in the title and then the customer warning. So if I did select the loaner car here, um, we have this please check with service advisor upon arrival to confirm availability. So that's the warning that will pop up once they select that specific request option, transportation request option, excuse me. And then this is the confirm booking page. So with all the customer information and then the little check boxes, if you click on those and hit book appointment, and then we've got the thank you page here with the text blast that we showed on the successful booking page, excuse me. So yeah, so this is a thank you page that will populate. So as you guys can see, it's just in the same order as it would be when customers are scheduling. So keep in mind, we do have these tutorial videos at the top of every page. Each video is subject to that page. So if you do get stuck on something, feel free to come in here for a refresher. And then we also have the resources down here. So with the support number, support email, the live chat that I mentioned earlier. With the get started here with AutoOps, you can actually take a tour of the dashboard. So this is really good if you have, some folks at your shop who need who need a small training, or if you even wanted just a refresher for yourself, feel free to come in here. We've got some support articles as well, tutorials also, along with product updates. So AutoOps, we are always, you know, getting better as time goes on and making new updates. So keep an eye out for these as well. We have all the information on our most recent updates in here. And then the events, like I mentioned earlier. So with our upcoming trainings, along with our recorded videos and past trainings as well. And then if you guys are interested in Steer and want some more information, we've got the info with Steer now that we've merged with them as well. So yeah. All right, well, that is an overview of the AutoOps scheduling tool in the dashboard. Um, thank you guys so much for joining today. We really appreciate all of the engagement. Um, and yeah, happy scheduling.